Let's give Corey the big screen. Let's get them clap emojis. You're better looking than Spider-Man. Check you out, huh?
Yeah, you are. If you came to learn, you brought the wrong person on. I'm sorry.
Hope for grace. Oh, come on, dude. Look at that laboratory you got behind you. I'm sure we can learn a bunch.
Yeah, people come to watch the spiders, not me.
Well,
That
we're gonna try. We're gonna try to do both tonight, if that's fair.
there you go. Oh shoot.
As always, we got comments that roll in. We'll try to address them. We always respect the guests. If someone's rude, they get the boot. So I don't know if you have any enemies out there lurking, Corey, but we'll. We got Anthem. She's our bouncer. Anthem, she's tough. She's tougher than she looks, man. She'll beat that ass. So
Nice.
don't worry about that. But we do encourage questions, and we're all kind of new.
What's going on, Nate? What's going on? Guys, thanks for everybody watching right now. Keep sharing, keep spreading, right? Let's get people over here to watch the Naughty Business show. Let's give Spoodlover the credit he deserved and the audience that he deserves. So without that, with further ado, and whatever, let's rock on and have a good show and live action.
Somebody asked how long the show's for. We usually go to about 3 or 4 in the morning. The marathon, just kidding. 60 minutes to 90 minutes, just depends. We try not to take up our guests' whole evening. It's a big commitment for them to schedule and get in. So we try to be about 60 to 90 minutes, Antonio. But we do go sometimes 2 and 3 hours, just as the guests got to wind down and people keep chatting. So we'll be on till 10 sometimes. So that definitely 60 to 90 minutes, as long as we can keep Corey entertained and occupied and teaching us some.
Also, go support the other page, Guest at Can Strictly Dread. We got to get the followers up on the Guest at Can Strictly Dread page. For any guests that don't have a TikTok account, we can bring them in.
Yeah, that just needs 500 followers so we can get that person a video box. When I have an Instagram only person, I'll give them the login. Then they can be our video guest without having to have a TikTok account with a bunch of followers. That's a bridge.
Anthem's got it going down in the chat. It'll pop up periodically. That's all I got. Let's give it to the man of the hour.
All right, buddy.
Man. If you're not following the guys, everyone in the boxes, please follow them. Everyone, there's great people in the chat right now. That's what I tell everybody that comes into my lives. Look at the people that are in the chat. If you want to discover new people to follow, amazing people that are in the chat. Can't go wrong. But,
Corey, we have made some cool online friends that are turning into real life friends through chats, people jumping into our lives.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just blow our mind with education, information, and we're like, holy shit, we got stuff to learn. And then somehow they're kind enough to keep hanging out with us.
Right.
So it's been super cool. It's been a really neat community, and all the exotic pets, all sorts of things. Legs, no legs, A-legs, whatever. So it's been a lot of fun. And honestly, I'm divorced. I have my daughter about half the month, so I'm home a lot. I go work a lot, and it's a nice sense of community for me. Honestly, it's a lot of fun to hook up and talk to people and just see some humans besides the TV. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Yep. What can I tell you guys?
Roll with it, man. Where did you start? How, you like when you was a kid, you got spiders and
tell us everything.
How do you feel about your mother? Tell us. What do you see in the ink box?
Mama's awesome. No.
No, man. For real, what Dredd said. When did you get started? How did you get to be like a person in the spiders and creepy crawlies? And what was your first species you kept?
The first one was a pink toe. Typical big box store tarantula. I think it was about 21, 22. Wife, Madam Spoodlover, terrified of tarantulas. I worked crazy hours, so pretty much she took care of it. Yeah, it was bad, but worked crazy hours, never home. So she had to feed it all the time. Yeah, totally scared to death of it. I remember the first time it molted. She thought I had 2 spiders in there. She called me, panicking. She's like, how in the world is there 2 spiders in this? It was a big enclosure, and She honestly thought there were 2 spiders in there.
Parthogenesis.
Right? But, that lasted for a while. And I really didn't get into it big until a few years ago. We were snake people, lizard people, and I got severe anxiety and depression. And so I needed to focus on something to pull myself out of depression. And it started with jumping spiders, and then just went from there. Like, they were my outlet.
Yeah, exactly. Something to keep your focus here versus over here and over here.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you completely. So,
A lot of us can relate, man. We all got things, for sure. It definitely helps get me motivated, keeps me energized. It keeps my eyes on a new prize. It's that I used to drink too much, but I didn't really have, I guess, clinical depression issues. But for me, it's a fun outlet to stay busy. I don't even count the days. I mean, it's hell, I don't know, but I don't have any urge. I'm cool. I enjoy it. And even MJ on Trap Talk talks about he was slinging drugs and gangbanging and doing all kinds of bad stuff, stealing. We all come from someplace and kind of learn either you grow up or you keep wallowing in that issue. And sometimes pets, whether it's a dozen bunnies or it's tarantulas or whatever, having some other motivation that you can care. Look at what they do with dogs and inmates.
Right.
Raising puppies and rehabilitating people. Recidivism is way low for people that have taken in foster animals in the prison system. Recidivism means going back repeatedly, right?
Yeah.
They don't necessarily go back. A very much lower rate with them because they find a calling and something that you give without getting back.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
but it's good. It's good you're finding a way to do that. We got a couple questions coming up, if you don't mind fielding one or two.
Oh, yeah.
Reptile Classifieds was asking. I even had that wrote down as well. So, how many spiders do you have total, and what is your favorite spider?
Ooh,
And then we'll get in from there.
Yeah, I probably have around 140, 150. It's a small collection. I mean, most people hear that, and that's a huge number. But in the grand scheme, it's not really.
They just take little bitty boxes. You can fill a whole room with thousands of them.
Right.
So if you had, maybe your favorite, because that'd be kind of hard, because you might have more than one favorite spider. Or
Yeah, I can't really nail down a favorite. I have a favorite species, and that would be the pokies, the Postlotharias.
okay,
Definitely.
What makes it your favorite? Also, hold on one second. I want to know. We got up to over 10,000 likes in less than 10 minutes. That's the fastest ever. We're holding 37, 38 viewers. That's the highest viewership.
Let's keep that going, guys. Come
Hell
on.
yeah. Spood, you're bringing them out, baby. You're wrapping them up, man. You're bringing them out.
Thank you, guys.
So tell me about that favorite species.
Yes.
The pokies. So that they are the most venomous of the tarantulas. So when you think most venomous, tarantulas aren't deadly in no means. Like there's no statistics that say that tarantulas unalive so many people a year. They just don't.
Right.
You look at scorpions, and they unalive 3,000 to 5,000 people a year. Now, I have probably 8 of the top 10 most venomous tarantulas in the world. They will put you in the hospital. They will make you wish for 3 months. That's what we read on bite reports, that you had not gotten bitten by them. And
Okay.
but they are very beautiful. Most of them, they're semi-docile, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful.
Very
Wow,
cool.
that's awesome. What's up, Henry's Pythons? Yeah, so someone said Spood, you may not know, but he rolls with the crowd. And apparently so, brother. You bring them. That's awesome. So do your tarantulas size you up while you sleep like our snakes do? Is that big?
No.
Okay.
No. I have some true spiders too. I have probably you can't say it's the deadliest, because it just hasn't. It's not like the funnel web or the wandering spider. It just hasn't unalived that many people. But venom wise, it is one of the most venomous spiders in the world. That's a 6-eyed sand spider.
Really?
Yeah, it's very nasty. It's the only spider I have that scares me. Like as far as if it was somehow get out, but
How many
yeah,
eyes does it
Get
have?
him out and give him a kiss.
Yeah, like Rich does on NWA on Noodles with Attitude. You got to boop them, boop Bob.
I'll boop some of my spiders.
We promote safety first, guys. Remember that, especially with venomous always. Safety, safety, safety.
Right.
Well, maybe Dredd does. I don't. I want to see that viewership up. Dredd can say, "I'm just kidding. I'm kidding."
But whoever they do, right? We're not responsible for anything. So
Yeah, handle at your own risk.
yes, handle that. Yes, just use common sense. But
That's what
he's a professional. He does this for, very cool.
Wow,
Looking out
that's
right
a different color palette than I've ever seen.
So that's a Israel Desert Huntsman.
Whoa! Look at he's cool.
These guys can run about 5 miles an hour.
Constrictly, you're screwed, man. You can't outrun that.
I
You're
can't
done.
outrun a cheeseburger. What are you talking about?
You're done.
These are one of my favorite true spiders. Any huntsman, they're definitely my favorite.
I can see why. That thing is awesome.
That's really large for a true spider. I mean, at least I know that much. That's awesome. I love the coloration on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, reptile classified. Wow, I'm saying the same thing. Wow.
So
I shake horribly, guys.
that's okay.
No, just do your best.
Do these breed for you? Are you able to cultivate them?
I bought these. I had one for the longest time. It was one of my my viewers' favorite spiders, and she passed from old age. And I got this one along with a male, and he passed in molt because I was going to try to breed him. And so I'm definitely not going to give up. I have another huntsman. But she just had an egg sac, and the egg sac didn't make it. She ate the eggs. So it's definitely a work in progress.
Well, I can't imagine it's easy. Yeah, I don't. What things affect them? I mean, humidity levels got to be different from their geographic location they hail from, right? So humidity, are they like leaves? Are they like sand? Are they more, forest? Are they more rock? Like, there's got to be some differences with each species. How do you dial that in within the same room?
So that girl, she's all sand. They like it hot, but tarantulas in general, if you're comfortable, they're comfortable. It's really simple to take care of. Humidity is anywhere from 60 to 75, 80%. So it's pretty open range.
Still, the bottom end is higher than I expected. 60%. Huh?
But even your tarantulas, my locality ones out here in Kern County, where I'm out on the West Coast, you got 30% humidity, and they're fine. But it's that species of tarantula, that wherever they adapt, where they've adapted to, their environment. I don't know what kind they are, but they're pretty cool. They migrate. Every year. And you're out on that part of the west side, they're everywhere migrating.
Yep. We have I think we're up to like 50 species now in the United States alone of tarantulas.
Yeah.
It's for the longest time I think they counted it at like 30, but that's an interesting fact to me. It was like 900 species. Just in the last few years, we're already up over 1,000 species of tarantula found, and who knows how many more out there. It's just like anything that we haven't discovered yet.
Right.
Are
these cat stowaways, or are they just discovered like, oh wow, look what's been here all along?
Yeah, been here all along.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, what is that one spider in your collection?
Woohoo, thanks,
Ask this again. What would be that one spider in your collection that you're going, wow, I really have this spider?
That would have been my Valhalla.
Your Valhalla. Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to Google it. They're a dark black with a green carapace, and that one passed away. It was a sling, and they're really hard to find in the U.S. And it was about that big. It cost me about $350, and they're almost impossible to find. And what's that, Anthony?
How long do they live?
That species, I don't remember. That's a hard question. In general, most tarantulas will live between 12. Most female tarantulas will live between 12 and 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Most males, if they don't get eaten by the female, they'll live
Like
5 to 8 years. But 5 is like the high end.
Yeah.
So just like humans, the males have a shorter life expectancy.
Yes, they have a horrible life. If you're a male, pretty much any kind of insect, jumping spiders, mantis, like you have,
you're
you
doomed.
have a very good life.
Yeah.
So we have another question. What makes tarantulas different from other spiders?
There's several things. And my mind just went blank. If you follow me, that happens a lot. I'm old. True spiders usually have 2 or more spinnerets. Tarantulas only have 2 spinnerets. Yeah, I'm horrible, man.
No, it's okay.
Thanks
You're
for
doing
coming,
just
Clouded.
fine.
Clouded's got to go back to work. Sad to see you go. Thanks for sharing, TNA. Love you. Ashley's the best.
Love you, Clouded.
Yes. Thanks for hanging out. Yes.
Yeah, tarantulas are hairy, and aren't their legs just orientated different? They're jointed different, right? Where they
No, they all work about the same. I've answered that question 100 times. That's horrible. It'll come to me.
so
They don't really have blood, so they work off like a hydraulic system. They don't have muscles in their joints like any other animal or us. I watched a really interesting video on jumping spiders and how they use that hydraulic fluid to push, because a jumping spider can jump 50 times its body length. And it's just amazing because they don't use muscles like a cricket or a grasshopper or like other insects do. And
really, so other insects use a muscle attached inside the exoskeleton to work similar to how our tendons and ligaments and muscles work against the bones, right?
Right.
Levers, push and pull, right?
Yeah.
So they have a hydraulic system of a fluid that's like almost under a certain amount of obviously precise pressure, and that's how they are mobile.
Yep.
Huh.
And that's like when a spider passes away and they get that called a death curl.
Yes.
So that's the fluid leaving their extremities, and that's why they curl up.
Like atrophy in a bedridden human, like you draw up, right? The muscles. Ozark, one of our good buddies, asked, "What's a good spider tarantula you recommend for someone new getting into it?"
We could be talking about Ozark here, right? He's a little scared of spiders, so.
Hey, well, welcome, Ozark. Man, that's awesome. He crossed the bridge then to be here right now. I appreciate that.
I'll show you, and
He's gonna get me.
We're gonna go on his live later. He's gonna tell us what for.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like a good beginner spider that somebody with ease, and like how would they set him up? Okay.
So this little girl is a Brazilian black.
Aww.
Understatement.
So she's absolutely beautiful, and she gets big. She'll get 6 inches. They get big. They're very docile. They're referred to as the black labs of tarantulas.
There you go, Ozark. What's your address? I'm gonna send you one, Ozark. Hey, I can drive. I'll drive it to you.
Right there. We can just call him Lucky.
He's probably one of the closest people to me geographically in real life. I'm just gonna drive it on up to him.
Well, what size of a habitat would you recommend for him?
She's just in a little one right now. So this is like 4 by 6. So when it comes to tarantulas, you want 2 to 3 times their body length as far as enclosure size.
Oh, that's super interesting. That's a write it down right now kind of a fact if you're going to own one. I did not know that whatsoever.
Yeah, yep. So with them, like I have all different sizes. This has a little tiny velvet spider, and it just lives right in there. When I got this one, it was the size like a little bit bigger than a fruit fly.
What? That's a badass case, by the way. Also, by the way, record high viewership, Corey. You got record high viewership, man. This is killing it. We've been 70 to 80 nonstop. Let's get those likes up, man. We could easily break the 40K. We have to.
Do it, guys. Let's do it.
You doubled the room, brother. You've doubled the room.
Let's keep this party jumping.
Get them likes, because we can get them likes up way past 40. We've got double the people in here, so you're bringing the party, brother. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, guys. I mean, I got good followers and friends. I mean, they're more friends than anything. Just good people.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it.
2 to 3 times their length. Okay. Or,
Yeah.
say even a full grown. Okay. Well, that's very, very good.
So,
Like a snake
substrates and stuff. What do you use for substrate?
a lot of people get suckered into substrate, especially newer people. A lot of big shops will sell their own substrate. And all it is, I mean, you can make your own. My buddy Timmy Tarantula, he's got a good recipe he puts out there. You can go and buy organic potting soil, add some cocoa fiber to it, and make your really good substrate.
Yeah, I make an ABG. I do planet vivariums and stuff. And I did isopods, and I make my own ABG mix. Is that if someone was to? I mean, the recipe is not hard. You just need the right stuff. Broken up charcoal. It has to be. It can't be like Kingsford charcoal. It's got to be briquette, like actual. You could use that. You need orchid bark. You need the soil you spoke of.
I use the little charcoal, the little horticulture, whatever.
Yeah. So you could make an ABG, and then that would work for the right amount of. They hold humidity great, but it also drains great. That's the beauty of it. Is that a good substrate if someone could make it? Yeah,
I just use regular Eco Earth. I use what do we use, babe? Reptisoil. Knowing you can't remember every single tarantula's requirements, but like your bird eaters, there's certain ones. Like I research every new tarantula I get just to make sure. But like throwing in peat moss with your bird eaters, they come from a swampier environment, need a higher humidity. And you guys know, you guys know when people get ball pythons, or do your research. It only takes a minute. And you throw in some peat moss or some cocoa fiber in with that soil. Don't use the same substrate for everything, but honestly, with a spider, you pretty much can, with some exceptions, but a little bit of research.
Some more
that matter,
desert.
just go outside. Yeah, right. As long as it's something clean, and they're going to be climbing and crawling and making their webs anyway. That's your whole point. It's a live plant. Someone was asking that, right? Even if you got live plants, that's great.
Critter Mama said Scott's topsoil. A lot of people use that. My mind just went blank again. I follow a guy. Somebody help me out. He's from the UK, old school. He's on YouTube. I know you spider people know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Does he do substrates, or does he do like an enclosure specialist, husbandry?
He's a spider guy, but he'll go out and he'll just pull dirt out of the ground. No, he's a big guy, Ozark. Dave's Little Beasties. Thank you, Lacey.
How does Ozark, who's terrified of spiders, know a big name in the spider keeping community? I think secretly he loves them. He's just messing with us.
No, Christine mentioned Tom Moran. Tom Moran is my go-to guy. He's on YouTube too. I tell people to go follow Tom Moran. Tom Moran is one of the best. He's his videos he puts out. If you want to get into spiders, go watch him. He's got beginner tarantulas. He's got rehousing videos. Like, he is. Everyone should watch him if you want to get into spiders. Just a great guy to watch. And then Dave's Little Beasties, he's one, and no one will tell you to do this, but you honestly can't in the United States unless you live out in the country and you know your dirt. But he'll go out and he digs his own soil right out of the ground. Comes with roly-polies already. Comes with, your little white bugs, your
Ringtails.
ringtails. Yeah, I'm culturing some now. But yeah, and no one will do that because you don't know if it's been sprayed by pesticides or anything else. And he's an amazing old school guy. Lots and lots to learn from him.
Okay.
Hey, Marines.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I have a versicolor, and not nice. She attacks whenever that lid is open. And I would love to clean her enclosure.
Ah.
So, like, any tips?
So she's more food aggressive, or?
Yeah, she attacks me. And my husband just said that. He's like, oh, yeah, she attacks you because she doesn't have any problems with Ty. But she attacks me. Like, she will fly out at me.
Big step off. Big step off. That's my man.
So you
I
say
guess.
attacks. So spiders aren't aggressive. They're just like snakes. They're really, really not aggressive.
So, like, she could be anywhere in the tank and just, like, flies towards you. That's what I'm...
That's just natural.
Joey Lockwood had a good tip there.
What do I do about it?
So exactly, it's like he said. So
Yeah.
So I go back to Tom Moran. So what we do determines how they react. So it's Tom Moran. So when we take that lid off, how would you like it? And I'm totally for this. How would you like it if someone lifted the roof off your house and started throwing cheeseburgers at you? I'm like, I would love that shit, but
Yeah. I'm okay. I rent and I'm hungry, so freaking bring it.
Right. They get defensive. You're taking the roof off their world, and especially if you have one that likes to stay up top.
Yes.
So getting a front opening enclosure would probably change her demeanor.
Okay. Instead of the tarantula cribs one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She feels threatened.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, what can I do about it? Because I'm not trying to, like, make her mad or upset her. I just, I need to get in there and mist it and clean it occasionally. And I don't want to get mad.
Right. And then the same thing goes for, like, I'm one that's, I'll tell you my philosophy. And other people have the same thing. Like, I don't handle my tarantulas. I'll hold my Brazilian black when I talk about tarantulas and the best, and I demonstrate how to hold, where to hold. But I tell everyone, to me, they're like fish. They're beautiful. To actually hold a spider, it is very dangerous to hold a spider. Because if I was to drop the one I just had, it would be a death sentence to her.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very, very fragile. And my biggest one, she's about the size, her body is about the size of a Mountain Dew can. Her leg span is about 10 inches.
Wow.
And if she fell like 3 inches, she would unalive.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very, 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 very. The bigger they are, the more fragile they are.
The harder they fall.
Yep. So a lot of people will set them up in an enclosure. So if you can see this enclosure, say I had her in this, and she can climb. So if she climbed to the top of this enclosure, so if she climbed up here and fell, she would unalive. So I would have to have this enclosure filled with substrate. So if she fell, she would only fall a couple inches. And that's a common mistake that a lot of people make, is they don't have enough substrate. And that's just not, that's being new. That's not knowing. And so that's one of the reasons I tell people I don't hold my spiders. And I don't encourage people to hold them. But again, you know, that's your spider. You paid for it. You do what you want to do with it.
Yeah, this is awesome, dude. This is definitely the kind of stuff I think people need to hear getting into it. Like I said, we're always trying to learn and educate, and we figured out we know enough that we realize we don't know crap. And so this is really good stuff. And coming from someone that's an expert, keeping them for multiple years, and a lot of people, I guess, less intelligent, less experienced keepers would be like, "Oh, hey, look at this! I can handle it. Let me show you how cool I am. I'm tough." And that would send the. And I wouldn't know any better. I honestly wouldn't. But you just really covered a really important topic. I think that even if somebody went and spent, you know, 40 or 50 or whatever it is for a flame knee now, $100. I mean, and then they do that and unalives. You'd be like, "Oh heck, man! I was just trying to be cool. I just had it a week, and now look what I did." I wouldn't know any better. I would be trying to hold it and being like, "She loves me. We're going to get accustomed to each other." And I would screw it up. So that's really good info.
And I don't shame anybody who does it, like, but I try to educate. Like, hold it over a table. Best place, unless it's a new world, you know, throw a sheet down because they do kick hairs, and you know, hold it on your bed somewhere soft, a few inches above your bed. Always have a catch cup, but be safe when you don't hold it on your head. Don't try to be cool. Don't pull it out at a party when you're drunk. Just be smart about it if you're going to hold it. You know, it just.
Yep. TNA Chameleons, who was in here earlier, she has a good story about people that were getting followings going with chameleons, and they were passing around at a red Solo Cup house party, and she was like, "Oh my God, what if they're gonna that thing's gonna be dead in 3 months? Like they don't know what they're doing. Like this is crazy. This is crazy." So that's really awesome that people that are experiencing these niche animals that just enlighten us all. And so that's great. You had mentioned there's two things I wanted to ask you, and there was one you said first just a moment ago recently about throwing hairs, and I'm aware of that they'll use their rear legs and kick hairs. How far? It's like a cactus, like a fuzzy cactus prick. Is that accurate? Like the fuzzy kind, not the thick sharp kind. It's irritant, or is that a bad description?
It's more like pink fiberglass, like the Pink Panther insulation in your walls.
Yep.
So you know, the bigger the spider, so when you get into your bird eaters, that kind of stuff, that's when it's really, really bad.
How far can they flick it?
It'll float up, and it'll go a long way if you're not conscious of it. And then other times you'll watch it, and it'll just float right back down in the container. But depending on like how hyperallergenic your skin is, like they get on me, and it doesn't bother me at all. I don't itch. I don't have to try to get it off. But someone like my wife, she'll get itchy and a red rash. Anthem, yep. And some people get welts, like really bad allergic reaction. Anthem. And it's, you know, wear long sleeves. I've seen people wear like the COVID mask, safety glasses.
Yeah, that would be smart. Exceptionally exotic. All right, look at that.
What's that?
Oh, I was blabbing, just someone having a good night.
We got Exceptionally Exotic in here, and I love them. And they keep a lot of inverts and interesting centipedes and stuff. I'm glad to see that they're here with some good input. We're online buddies. They're pretty awesome.
Exceptionally's right. A bird eater can feel like barbed wire. Like it's a totally like I said, the others don't bother me, but when you mess with a bird eater, it is definitely different.
Cool. Hey, we're up to almost 30K likes, man. We got 40 in our sights, guys. We've been holding 40 viewers easy, 35 to 80 in that range. We've been holding a good 40. You're keeping them on their toes, Corey. This is killer.
Let's get that out of the way.
Other than the fact that we're gaining momentum. No one's doing this on TikTok. You know, it's been done ad nauseum on YouTube. and it's done on all kinds of other platforms, and the market's glutted, and that's why we're doing it once a week, but different folks.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really kind of is. It was Dred's brainchild, and we've just run with it, and it's just so cool to see that the turnout you've brought tonight, because this is so far outside of my own personal wheelhouse, and I think Dred's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Anthem's ahead of us in knowledge, well, on most things in life, but on inverter and spiders, yes. And so this is so cool to see this evolution as the show kind of evolves. I mean, this is week 4, to see the gaining folks that are interested. Because for me, I loosely took care of a handful of various tarantulas in an exotic shop I worked at back in the mid-90s. And that's about it. And I was an isopod. I would say I was an isopod expert. I bred and shipped them all over the country. And I did bioactive enclosures and even shipped them internationally. As far as New Zealand, literally.
Nice.
So, I mean, I like inverts. I just never kept things that were spicy. So for me to learn from someone like you and this following that you're bringing to the table is super cool, because people are having some awesome questions.
Well,
What about enclosures?
Let's do this right quick then to keep some questions coming in. Basic tarantula care, okay? Basic, and then lead that in to maybe something a little more mid to high end that you could probably recommend for someone.
Basic care is real. I mean,
You kind of touched on some of that, I know, but
yeah, it's a great hobby, and probably doing this is what I like the most, because it's like, I think Moose said it in your live, him and Crystal getting into spiders was a big part because of me, and I love hearing that more than anything.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's so cool to inspire people and like grow and get other critters and then keep them well. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just, a lot of people come to my live and are like, I have a fear of spiders, and I even get some rude ones that come in and like, oh hell no, I can't do this, and I'll look at them and I'll be like, well, why can't you? Stick around. You might learn something. It might help you get over your fear, and a lot of those people do. And a lot of my followers are women, and I love it. Like, and I've had comments where like, other places they go don't make them feel welcome because they are women, or like everyone's welcome in my, like,
true.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I look at my statistics and stuff. Like, if I do scorpions, like it's more men, but like I have a huge following, and it surprises me how many women say my husband won't let me have a spider. It cracks me up, and
wussies. I'm not talking to you, Ozark. Sorry.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, Christine down there, she's like, I would never have spiders. Now she has 4 tarantulas. And
that's awesome, Christine.
She's awesome. But and Lacey too. I just sent her 4 spiders, and just like the community's awesome. But basic care is easy. Yeah, I mean, they'll eat crickets, mealworms, superworms. I mean, they're opportunistic feeders. They'll eat anything. In the wild.
What about discoid roaches or dubia?
Yep. Mine aren't big dubia fans. I have a colony purposely started for them, but now the beardies and everything else love them, the monitors. So I'm glad I started that a year ago. But they'll eat anything. The biggest thing, they've done studies. They took a tarantula and it stood almost in the same spot for a year without eating. They're like a snake. Like, they can go several months without eating, but they can't survive without water. And that's the biggest thing. So that's the most important thing when you have spiders. You got to keep them hydrated.
Yeah, someone had asked a while ago, how long can they go without water?
Not very long, especially the little ones. Very, very important. Like, I'll water so this is a sling, when it comes, it comes in a little vial, or it'll come in straw. So this, it's arboreal. So this is its little home, and it'll stay in here for months. And so I'll water him every 2 to 3 days. And
How do you water that?
so that's controversial too.
Yes, I love controversial.
You want to hear it? We got to hear it.
Bring it.
So there's 3 different methods. I use all 3. And when you come and watch me, I'm that guy that always is trying to learn. And some people you watch are like, okay, this is my way. This is the way you should do it. And you'll never hear me say that. It's like, this is how I do it. I've learned from Tom Moran, or I picked this up from Frank's Buggin', or I picked this up from,
Awesome.
this is how I do it. Do you want to ask me how I do it? I'm going to tell you. So this is the cheap spray bottle that hairdressers use, that mist. So it's like super, super fine mist. Kind of simulates rain.
I'm glad you described what that was. I thought we were going to start doing whippets there for a second. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was getting ready.
I'll tell you, that took me way back there. Tattoo bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Use this to moisten the ground, flood their water bowls. A lot of people like to flood their water bowls, and use water bowls.
Do you use like crested? I mean, in my mind, tell me if I'm wrong. I would use a little crested gecko, whatever whatever that is, in a size, an ounce cup, with a sponge, custom cutout for it. And would you just leave a sponge in there and just make sure that thing is soaked? Is that a good method or no?
Don't use sponges.
Okay.
That's old school. That's 80s, early 80s.
Hey,
Yeah.
whoa, let's not go calling names. Hey, I'm old.
I'm old too. No, I've actually seen, like a critter mama. No,
I got an exclamation point. I feel seen. I'm getting yelled at.
No sponge. I can hear critter mama yelling at you.
I know. Hey, that's cool. That's why. Hey, I'll be the dumbass. I'll ask the dumbass question. If anyone's embarrassed to ask it, I'll go ahead. I'm that fool.
Hey, I've actually still seen pet stores using sponges. I've seen people on TikTok using sponges.
Is it because it harbors bacteria?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. And tarantulas are hydrophobic. We now know that they will not drown in a water bowl. Tarantulas can actually swim. They will dive underwater. We've learned a
that
lot.
just unlocked some nightmare fuel for Ozark ball pythons right there. I want to see fucking swimming tarantulas.
He won't be able to sleep for days now.
I literally have to go and YouTube this later. I want to see tarantulas swimming.
Scuba Dan.
I feel like they're going to be so majestic.
Who's Steve the tarantula? Woo.
Oh, shoot. I don't even know where. Oh, yeah. Okay. So some people will only mist. Some people will only use water bowls. And some people will only saturate the ground. Most of the time with arboreals, they will not come down to the ground to seek water. So that's why I miss the walls. They will drink. Some people put water bowls halfway up the enclosure. To me, the only way to water a sling is to mist. This is just what I've learned. I know I'm guaranteed they'll drink. My big spiders, I leave a water bowl in there because I've seen my big spiders drink from a water bowl. But I just do all 3.
Can the tarantula, can the spider get wet? I mean, again, this is outdated information. I was under the impression you shouldn't get their body wet. Their surroundings, do they get wet? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can soak them. You can actually see the water bead up on a tarantula. It's like they have a wax on them.
Are they hydrophobic? Like their skin is hydrophobic?
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yes. So by me using all three methods, like in like I said, in certain spiders, they need more humidity, more moisture. I use the water bottle, and I add moisture to the ground. I use to the moss, the peat moss, or
Sure.
whatever moss I have in there. And like I said, hydration is the most important thing. And in the wild, spiders don't have water bowls just sitting by their den. You know what I mean? They don't. They might not see rain in some places for a while, or, they might be drinking morning dew or whatever they can get. And I just use all three. I think it's a smarter way to go. I know they're getting their water that way. And
They can pick their preferred method without you overthinking it.
Yeah.
And none of the three are going to hurt them.
yeah, and then I'm not talking, I don't soak them with my mister. And, you don't need to overthink everything.
Guys, 40,000. You see this? 40,000.
What am I doing? Right?
So
I don't know
wait,
what I'm
Show's
doing.
over. We're all done. Go home. Turn on the lights.
40,000.
how do I
If we had a pole in here, I'd pole dance or something, but my throat dislocated hip.
Yeah, Spoodlover, man. We're breaking records tonight, man. I can't wait to see the stats after it. But we're breaking records. We're clearing that 40K now, the
Nice.
45-minute mark, and we are still holding 34, 35, 38 viewers the whole time.
I'll tell you what, there's some viewers, some guests in there that are really giving us a whole lot of support. You know who you are, Chris, and some others. Thank you. This is huge, guys. This is really good. We appreciate it. Anyway, back to Spoodlover.
Hey, what's up, Holly? Thanks for joining us. So I had some other questions, like with their enclosure. So it's it's a little spider, but it's going to get much bigger. Can they go straight into their big grown-up enclosure from day one, or do they like to size up as they grow?
You definitely want to size up as they grow. Just it stresses them out being in too big of an enclosure, just kind of like a snake.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Thank you, Madam Spoodlover. You've
Yes.
been most encouraging.
and especially if you're not actually physically, like, I don't promote tongue feeding either, because you can break a fang
Really?
with tongue feeding. So you want to make sure that the spider is eaten, and if it's in too big an enclosure where they cannot find the prey. So you can see this. This is tarantula crib's big enclosure. So if I had a small spider in there and just threw a cricket in, there's a good chance that small spider will never find it.
Yep.
Because, like, tarantulas, they don't lay web like a true spider.
Right.
If it's terrestrial or fossorial, there's just ground web. And a small spider is not going to be able to cover this entire area, so you probably never find that cricket. And then you don't know if it's ever eaten. Just, especially if you're new, you might not notice it.
Huh. This is rad. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, I would have never even knew any of this.
So I do want to touch on a few other things in no particular order. I want to touch on scorpions, multi-legs. I don't know your experience. I know you got scorpions. Talk about multi-legs. I personally like some millipedes. I almost thought about doing a millipede dedicated enclosure. There's some really neat ones out there, but they don't live long. Their life cycle is pretty short. And the ones I like, well, I got champagne taste and a beer budget, so
Right.
that didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense for their life cycle. Just not very long. But spicy multi-legged critters, and then scorpions. I do want to touch on that as well. What about now when it comes to a couple of species? So for me, if I was drawn to keep a tarantula, the only one that I've really liked, and this is probably again just my stupid ass, and my daughter would love it. What are the hot pink ones, and how difficult are they to keep? And I'm sure they're expensive, but how hard are they to keep? And what do you got to say about the ones that are hot pink? That's the end of my lane brain knowledge. So I'm sorry if I totally butchered what they're called.
The hot pink ones.
There's some that are really, really pink, and they weren't altered. They were medium-sized as far as tarantulas go. They were gorgeous.
Brazilian jewels.
I think they were.
They're extremely beautiful, extremely fragile. They are the only dwarf trapdoor tarantula that there is.
That was another question. Are trapdoors a tarantula or a spider?
So they're both. I got a big spider loose. Give me just a second.
Somebody quick, put the bearded dragon away. Stat.
Right? If you follow me, this is pretty normal.
Oh, great.
I was about to say it looks like me whenever I'm in the rat room and they're getting out. And I'm hold on, we got to catch a rat right quick.
Thanks for stopping in, A's Ball Pythons.
This is really cool.
This is my big Trinidad chevron. I was trying to get it out on a piece of wood. This one's just really quick. Really beautiful.
Oh God, that's funny. Joey Lockwood said, "Now's cut the commercial." And
There's
a quick word
That's
from our
why it's called
sponsors.
naughty business. You said right. It happens how it happens.
Yeah, hey Dredd, when are we going to get sponsors? When does that happen?
Well, I guess when somebody decides they like us.
Brazilian pink bloom. I think it was Brazilian, but I really don't know the rest of the name. I really don't.
I'm
You
trying
think
to get
as
it.
much as I brag about Da Vinci Boa supplement for snakes, they'd be wanting to sponsor me. But
Yeah, they should sponsor you. And I tried reaching the chipper and seeing if I could like get some swag, get some product and start selling some of their cocoa chip. They never responded. They left me on
But
unread.
you never know, though, right? You never know how this will go. The show could take off, and we could get still hunting for it, and we could get, you never know. I don't care either way because this is fun no matter what. But it'd be cool.
Yay! He's back. She's back. She's back.
There it is.
So how do you know? So how do you know if it's a male or a female?
That the only surefire way is to check their molt after they molt.
Okay.
I was gonna go with probe them, but that seems inappropriate.
Yeah, I don't think they would like that.
Yeah.
So this is a Trinidad chevron. This one is one of the only tarantulas that is used in the medical field with their venom.
Is it an anticoagulant or something?
They use it for stroke patients.
Yeah.
Really?
Anticoagulant, yeah. So I was a medic for a decade, worked in busy ERs as well as the street with big fire departments. And then my ex is, I was with her while she was going through school. She's a PA, one step below a doc. So I love medical stuff, and I love to hear when animals cross over to the human world and are beneficial. That's great.
Yeah, that's the thing that surprises me, that, you haven't really studied spider venom to see where it could be used. The only other study that I've came across that really did anything is an AIDS study.
Hey.
And they don't even use that anymore as a medication. But there's so many spiders, so many different venom strains. They just don't study it like they do scorpions or snakes or anything like that.
Huh. Wonder why.
Yeah.
Right?
They're too scared. They're scared. That's why they're too much scared.
Probably.
Maybe they'll find out something they don't want to find out.
We had a fellow firefighter medic in the
Yes.
chat. See if you can pick that up. I don't know if it'll pick up. Oh.
Nice.
St. Louis City Fire Department. That's talk about swimming in the deep end of the pool. Woo! Woo. Wow. Not for the faint of heart, sir.
Well, I couldn't imagine.
It's a violent, drug-ridden city, just like most of the big ones, I suppose, are. But St. Louis is,
Yeah.
it's a good time when you're on the boo-boo bus. Let me tell you.
Oh, I bet you got stories.
Hell, I've delivered 2 babies alone, by myself,
Wow.
and they didn't press charges, so I got really lucky. No, I was on the clock. So scorpions, tell us about your scorpions, sir.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot of scorpions. Right now, the only one I got left is my, of course, the deadliest one in the world, the Death Stalker.
Ooh.
Why? I would expect no less, Corey.
Yeah, I got into scorpions, and it was more like for the viewers. They just weren't as fun. Like they didn't interest me as much. Really, they didn't pique my interest. They hardly ever ate on camera.
Yeah.
They weren't like spiders. Like I can sit and watch a spider forever. When they build their webs.
That's super interesting.
Oh yeah, you watch a curly hair. They're like a bulldozer. They'll burrow. When you watch a spider take a mouthful of dirt in its pedipalps and just make hundreds of trips, and they're incredible builders. And I could just watch that, and it eases my mind. Like it just, I don't know. It's like nothing else I've watched.
Huh.
So,
well, you guys have convinced me not to get the pink one out of Brazil that I wanted.
Oh my goodness, is that alive?
no. If it was, I would hold it. This was a
Emperor?
no, it was an Asian forest, and I held this one all the time. It passed away, and so I preserved it. But you guys want to watch? You guys should have Critter Mama on here. She is amazing. So she does spiders, but she also does taxidermy. Critter Mama is amazing. Like she has mad.
You'll have to DM that to me later, dude, so we can check her out.
Yes.
She does amazing work. Like she's like all of us. She has snakes, frogs. Like she's into everything. But where she outdoes everybody, she does taxidermy, and it is so fascinating to watch. It really is a lot of fun.
Joey Lockwood said, "I'm only a few hours. I used to live in St. Louis, Joey. I live 4 hours south now in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I used to live. I'm born and bred and raised in St. Louis, but I've lived in Knoxville for a few years. I lived in Clearwater for a few years, and now I've been here in the armpit of America in Jonesboro for a few years. So I'm not in St. Louis unless you're a little south of there. I don't know which way. But Joey's been a good guest down there helping out the guest questions. I mean, I think he's got a lot of knowledge. I assume you brought him to the party, Corey?
I'm not sure if I know Joey.
Well, I think we all do now. He's been pretty awesome down there for real.
So basically, the spiders. I mean, so what different species of spiders? Right? How does that work? Is there like is it just a species or?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're
not like considered localities, like reptile stuff, or maybe they are.
Yeah, there's definitely localities within the species.
Nice.
There's way too many for me to even try to name.
So are they sexually dimorphic? Do they have different sizes? Are they sexually dichromatic? Is their coloration different?
Yep. They're not all like that, but they're definitely sexually dimorphic when it comes to tarantulas.
Hey Corey, we hit 50K, new world record. What's the high score? What's the high score mean? Did I break it? What's that mean?
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. It's deeply appreciated.
We love learning, man. This is awesome. Like I said, Anthem,
this is
way ahead
excellent.
of us.
This is really good information for sure. Well, what? So you keep others. I mean, you definitely got the spiders and stuff. You said you had Euromastics. I mean, we have to get into that, and some snakes and centipedes. I mean, like what other type? What other things spark your interest?
And I love orb weavers, by the way. I do love those tough webs they make in the ornate patterns.
Yeah.
I love me some fancy webs.
Something that sparks your interest, or something you would like to work with that you just can't work with right now. Or maybe you're working with it.
I mean, I've worked with wandering spiders. Not really. I mean, as far as spiders go, the six-eyed sand spider is probably one of the coolest things I've had. And it's super tiny. The thing scares the shit out of me. It's running.
Oh yeah, and that one is your most venomous, you say?
Yeah, this will definitely unalive you.
What?
Yeah. Its venom is just as potent as a Sydney funnel web or a Brazilian wandering spider. And those are the two deadliest spiders on the planet.
Yeah, the smaller it is, I feel like the stakes are higher. I mean, that's
Wow.
Honey,
Yeah, he can stay over there in the
have you
cup.
seen honey? Did you see the spider? Which one, dear? The really, really, really deadly one. That's the size of my thumbnail. No, it's
He's not in
honey.
there. He's not in there. Ah, shit.
Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me. He goes in that, and then I put him up special, and like, yeah, it's.
I'm gonna vacuum with the whole house and every crevice. BRB.
I think I would have to remove all my animals and like have the house deeply fumed or whatever.
20K later, after your house is tented, and you move back in a week later. Yeah.
Right.
Oh God. That's wild, brother.
And the thing that I really think is wild is just like anybody can get them, just like the Death Stalker. Like, you know, like really, like I'm crazy. Like I have anxiety and depression issues, but like anybody can go buy this somewhere.
Well, okay, so on that note right there, anyone can get it, right? Import versus captive type. So, I mean, there's just a lot of imports still coming in for spiders.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, the same thing can be said for venomous snakes. I mean,
Given what you just said, let's all sleep a little bit safer tonight on our cozy pillows, knowing that the Show Me Reptile and Exotic Show now makes hognose vendors label their snake tables as venomous.
Yeah,
We all should feel much better now, given in contrast what you just said 10 seconds ago. What the hell?
hey, Case, welcome in.
I can't believe they did that. It's been kind of an uproar because there's a lot of ball python people that are in the hoggy community and vice versa, and you know, the true keepers and stuff, they're pissed. They're like, that's not even accurate information. It's not.
They're not venomous.
I saw your video on that, Anthem, and I had no clue. I had no clue they didn't have the venom glands, and like you educated me. Like I love that video.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just think that's a disservice to the community. It's making a boogeyman that didn't need to exist. It's just
Exactly. They're just spreading more misinformation. And I'm like, it's not venom, it's toxic saliva.
Did they treat beaded lizards and Gila monsters the same way? Do they make people label them the same way, or does anybody know?
They should be labeled as venomous. Because they are. But like, I am the one with the Euromastics.
I tell my wife about you all the time.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a Euromastics expert, at least in one type of them.
The
7.
the euro is actually my wife's euro. I need to clarify that.
I gotta mess with her. Okay,
I've
you're
studied them for 10 years. You got
We all
it.
bring different stuff to the party, and we go to Anthem for answers that we have no clue on. And she really fills in the blanks and keeps us humble, and we love it.
I love it.
Is there anything else you guys want to see, or?
Yeah, what?
Do you still keep frogs? You had some interesting frogs, bro.
I have one Pac-Man frog. We just got a couple of.
I said
dumping frogs.
interesting.
Yeah.
Want to see the Pac-Man frog?
We kind of got out of the frogs.
Maybe
Yeah.
you're just biased. You're just a little biased, babe.
I had a pixie frog. See, all the frogs like to bite me, and it was always on lives. So I had to get the pixie was getting pretty big, so I had to get rid of it before I lost a finger.
Them jokers can bite. You think
Yeah.
a frog, but they'll eat a half-grown mouse. Them dudes can bite.
Yeah, so my buddy Mo on here, Mo took my pixie frog for me, and I didn't want to lose a finger.
Wow.
You're scared to lose a finger, but you own those spiders and scorpions.
I've never been bit by a spider.
I don't know.
Knock on wood.
I think mine's thinking about it. I really do. She's like, biatch, get out of my territory.
Nah, she probably let you hold her. Ah, Mo's right there. Hey, Mo.
Yeah, to Madam Spoodlover, when I get back in the frog, I love red eye tree frogs. Always have. What's interesting is they're the same price they were 30 years ago. They've
Right.
always been $50. Now, $50 then versus now is different things, but it's crazy. They've never changed price. I love the Costa Rican red eye tree frogs myself, and someone mentioned dart frogs, and we do have one in the bag that's coming up. We've got a really awesome dart frog person that will be on a future show. Someone had mentioned that. So
Well, let's do this before we just start hanging out or whatever. Go ahead and announce the next guest, and then we can let the show do whatever it wants to do.
yeah, let's do that. You good with
Yeah.
that, Corey?
Oh yeah.
You can hang out with your
And then
peeps.
just kinda just whatever you guys want to do, let's just do.
So next week, we're gonna take a different direction into the snake world. We're gonna have Graceful Serpents on. Patrick of Graceful Serpents is really a lot of fun to chat with. His lives have a lot of viewers. He's got a really big following. He's got some amazing knowledge on the constrictors, and obviously he's a ball python breeder. And he's got some stuff that I don't know. I know very little about, the BCI, BCA. I want to know more, and he's, I think, going to be a really good asset for that. And so next week's going to be Patrick with Graceful Serpents, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. And that's what date is that? Today's what? The 13th. Today's 14th. Whatever 7 days is from now. 21st. The 21st. That's when he's going to be on.
Nice.
Also, guys, on that same note, go follow the guest account. The guest or at guest can strictly dread. Anthem, throw that up in the deal again, please.
Yeah, type it in the bottom if you can, so people can see
Yeah.
the handle.
I think
We
she's
don't
put
do
it
a
up there a few
lot there.
times. You guys share that account. Let's get the follows up for that for anybody that doesn't have a TikTok, so we can backdoor it and get those guests on here. We appreciate
The
that.
best thing we can offer you in exchange is that I'll make that account follow you back. It's not worth a whole lot, but I'm just trying to get that account to 500. It's not anything that's it's not something we're gonna do cool stuff on, but it's helping us to bring better guests to everybody because it's gonna let Instagram folks use that login to be on a video here on TikTok. So full disclosure, that's what it's about. We just got to get it to 500. We've only got a few weeks left. We're at 180 when I last looked. So that's why we're pimping that guest that, can strictly, what do we call it? A naughty, can strictly, what do we call it?
Guest can strictly dread.
There it is. Yeah. I see how I forgot. I logged into it.
Yeah,
but I
there's
don't
some
look at the
stuff
handle.
on it. We need to just probably post a little more different stuff on there, but help us out with that, guys. We appreciate that. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the shares. Thanks for all the everything that you guys have done tonight to support the channel, the show, and Spoodlover. This was great. Thank
We
you.
broke
thank
all
you,
the
thank
records
you.
tonight, Corey.
Yes, we broke all. We're still holding 30 plus. We broke all the records. And on that note, you guys roll with it. If somebody wants to get in a box and let them in, likes, dislikes about the show, feedback, right? That's what we want to hear. Positive, negative, anything. Give us feedback, whatever. Just roll with it.
Wait, hold on. Before
I'll
we
shut
let
the hell
everybody
up.
in the boxes, Spood, would you like to say anything else?
I just appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody in the chat, and I'll give everyone a follow back if I'm not following you. And I appreciate you guys. And
Oh man, we appreciate you. This was awesome. Thanks for hanging out. This was very cool.
Yeah, and you've been really supportive of us, man, the last
Yeah.
month. So thank you so much for always, the gifts and the shares and the likes. I mean, it isn't like we just stumbled across you. You've been, hanging out for us, for a while. So hopefully you can get to increase your following. I think so. We met some new people tonight in the chat. Every time we do this stuff, it expands, the network. So that's cool. And
Hey.
I hope that, it's beneficial to you too. You're not just doing us a favor, but hell, it was a lot of fun. I learned a bunch, and there's a lot of things that I have yet to learn. This is not the end of invertebrates and spiders. You're just happen to be the first one we've had on. So I really appreciate it.
continuing what Zeus said, man, you always got to learn, and that's what I love about you guys. Like, I've had ball pythons for the last 15 years, but do I know Morse? Do I know that? I know I have a pretty snake, and when I first started, I didn't know shit. I was trying to learn off Facebook groups and stuff like that. And my knowledge in the last 5 years probably is triple what I've learned in the last 10 years. And I'm always wanting to learn, you know what I mean? And you guys having these guests on and just being involved with you guys, I'm always looking to learn. And that's what I tell my people, like, learn. Go follow these people. Go follow Dread. Go follow Anthem. I have you guys, like, I have your emblems, like when you come in, I have them as my emojis, as my subscribers. Like, I love throwing that kind of stuff up there. So
We almost got 60K, guys. You see this? Hey,
What?
some of y'all are going to have some finger therapy. You got to soak it.
Extra. Hey, we still got 33 watchers, man. I mean, this has been an epic record-breaking night, brother.
Soak your fingers and get your phalange. You got to control your inflammation.
Says Chris.
Anyway,
Madam Spoodlover has been awesome and gracious. And she's had great questions to egg on the conversation. Lots of likes, lots of gifts, lots of shares, and she's been awesome. Thank you. Thank you to your wife, sir.
yeah, she's been there from the beginning, and she is still semi-arachnophobic. So, but she's always there when I got one on my back. I can't get off, or
hey, you're welcome. You're welcome around the campfire anytime. Inbox always open. So,
nice.
yeah. We don't still extend that to anybody.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, network of knowledgeable people, because every time that we do a casual live, we're just doing hangouts, especially with Dread when he hosts them. We always get new people that come through. Man, I got this. How should I set it up? Or what's a good first so-and-so? And what's that? And we're like, we're like flattered. We're like, we're not. Why you're asking us? Like, oh, like really? Like we want to like. So people come all the time. So I guess our BS is working because people come around and ask us questions. And so I really, it's always nice and humbling and flattering when people do. And we're happy to help. And we'll sit there. We've been on lives for an hour going, okay, what's your temperature? He's not eating. What have you tried to feed it? Is it alive or is it thawed? Or what are you doing? Like, what's the hide look like? Turn your camera on. Let's see your
We got to
enclosure.
troubleshoot this stuff, right? And now we have you in our arsenal, so same thing, right? Well, we don't know. Let's get Spoodlover over here, and we're going to find out. And
Yeah. And that's the way
we're
I
gonna get
am.
the-
If I don't know, I'll
we're
find
gonna
out.
get the troubleshooting underway. So, does anybody in the comments that's still out there, guys, have any questions, or somebody want to jump? I'm okay with someone jumping in a box if you guys are, to ask a question or give some feedback. you know, and I mean, as long as everybody wants to hang out a little bit.
Oh, I
Let's do
mean,
it.
what about Case and what about this Joey guy? Joey stumbled in here. We don't know him from Adam,
Yeah.
and he's been great.
Yeah, throw Joey in if they can get in.
Yeah, Joey.
Do we follow Joey?
Coop, so when a mommy spider likes a daddy spider very much, they'll go off into the leaves and make a web.
That's right.
That's all you need to know for right now, Coop. We'll tell you the rest when you're older, okay?
Hi, you don't need more bugs.
Do you, well, how about this? Do you do shows? I mean, you go to shows, or how? And is there any type of nitty gritty that goes on and drama in the?
Oh, there's a lot of drama, just like in the snake world with spiders, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad on TikTok. Like it's a good community. Like overall, I love our community in general. That's what I didn't like as far as like the Facebook community with ball pythons. I thought it was very toxic. And
Say less. You had to stop at Facebook. That place has become. You can't say fuck nothing anymore on there, and all the keyboard warriors come out. Like I'll use my Brazilian rainbow boa as an example. I was told she was around a year old. She's way bigger. She's got to be closer to 2, but nonetheless, I broke out the Bible on rainbow boas. I bought a $70 hardcover reference book, just like I did for my green tree pythons, and I read that joker, all 300-400 pages cover to cover, and I learn. And some of it's outdated, but you grow with it, right? It's a springboard. And someone said my girl was like almost about 40 inches, and she's almost 900 grams now. She's bigger now, but she was like 600 something, 570 grams, 40 inches, and just over a year old. And someone's like, "Oh yeah, you're power feeding," and I'm like, dude, she's not obese. And I got the book. So I got the question to myself going, man, am I doing something wrong? Because you can't breed boas like for size, like ball pythons. They have to be a certain age or you will kill them. They got to be 4 or 5 or don't even try. So I broke out the book and I went through this guy's chart. I'm right on the money with his growth chart. And someone had the balls to say, oh, that must have been a power feeding schedule. And I'm like, this mug is working with scientists in Europe, and he's got a book with his name on it. You don't. I'm gonna go with him.
right.
I mean, my snake is in the range.
On that feeding thing, then, right? Because that's always a big topic. Blah blah blah. Okay. Well, you feed your spiders one way or different ways. Is that a thing too? Is overfeeding your spiders? You know, how does that?
You can't really power feed a spider, but you can. So like when I feed, and a lot of people feed this way, you do this with jumping spiders or any spider really, you go by abdomen size, like a snake. But you know, they're opportunistic too. They're going to eat as much as you're going to throw in their face. And you know, if you look at your spider and it's fat, it's fat. I mean, you know, you're feeding.
Wait a minute. They have an exoskeleton. That's not possible, is it? How are they fat? Because I mean, is it like rolling out between their joints and their carapace and abdomen, like their thorax? They got like, is that like a different kind of fat roll, but it's between the creases? How does that happen?
Does a fat spider like fast cars? No.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really power feed a spider. I mean, that's another controversial thing in the spider world.
Build the ball. What's up, buddy? Build the ball. That's my boy.
Fluffy, there you go. Not fat. That's right. That's what I've always said about me. I'm not fat. I'm fluffy.
I am fluffy too.
But look, being thin's always in, but being fat's where it's at. See you kill over.
Well, do
But
you
it's awesome.
breeding scorpions anytime soon?
Oh,
Scorpions.
Ozark says I'm fat. No, you're not. You're not fat. You're just big bone.
Hey, my grandmother would just say he's healthy. You're healthy. You're a healthy young lad.
Build the ball. What's up, man? Thanks for hopping in, brother. We have learned a bunch tonight with Corey here at Spoodlover. It's awesome. Hey, build a ball before you go. We announced last week's or next week's guest. We're going to be doing Patrick from what was the Serpents? I'm
Graceful.
Graceful
yeah,
Serpent.
Joey, do you got any questions? That you're in a box. Is there anything you want to? Man, you've been really good in the comments.
Yeah, so what was your first old world tarantula?
It was a 8-inch Indian ornamental.
Oh, you went straight to just adult.
Yeah.
And then what would you suggest for a first old world tarantula for somebody?
Golden blue leg baboon they're incredibly awesome. They like to stay out. They're beautiful. They're not real defensive. Or a horned baboon.
Baboon. I want me one of those baboon ones.
Yeah, I just got 3 sling OBTs.
Yeah, another good option, dude. They just have a bad rap. As long as you're good with them, they just have a bad rap. I have 3 of them. Getting ready to rehouse 2 of them. They're awesome.
Yeah, I think my first old world, which when I got into it, we got a Mexican red knee, and then told my wife, I'll just go ahead and I'll stay with the new worlds. I don't want to deal with the old worlds. Then I came across the HMAC, fell in love.
Yep.
So just that white and black contrast, had to have it. I got one.
Yeah.
Got 6 pokies. I got another one on the way. It'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, pokies are where it's at.
I too love the Desert Ghost Xanthic. Wrong species. Sorry, black and white.
Yeah, I went from 1 to 5, and a year later, I'm up to 23.
Yeah, see, that's a good pace. A lot of people, they'll go out in 3 months and have 60 of them, and then they're like, what the hell did I get into? And then they want to get out of it.
If my wife let me, I probably would have. But for me, space is the issue. I've got 3 Burmese pythons. I got a tegu. We got corn snake, hognose, and then a bearded dragon and a White's tree frog. So space is lacking.
Yeah, I
And the
get
only thing
that.
that got me into it was she told me I couldn't get a calico retic that was 10 foot because of space. I went, fine, I'll get into tarantulas. And her coworker was not
I'll show you.
right. You can put them when they're little. You can cram them in there, but as they get bigger, you have bigger enclosures. It's a lot.
Yeah. We got up to 15 and we was running out of room on the dresser. She's like, well, no more until we get a tarantula. Or until we get a shelf. I still don't have a shelf and I'm up to 23.
Nice. I agree with Laney Cat. That is a nice enclosure, man. That rigid, high visibility, Lexan type material. That's really good for enjoying. That's how that material is what I made my isopod display enclosures out of.
Gotcha.
Smaller, but that color, that type. I love them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that's a big question that a lot of people ask is about enclosures. This big girl's thinking she wants to come out. This is my LP. Salmon pink bird eater. Her things are close to an inch long.
Yeah. That's one we had at the reptile shop I worked at, was an Ecuadorian bird eater. And I remember I'd never seen a spider that from the Midwest. I'm not from the desert or Texas or something. I had never seen a tarantula. So to see a bird eater in person and take care of it, I was like, holy shit, that thing was so big.
I've only got 1 bird eater and it's probably about 3/4 of an inch. It's the Red Island.
Nice.
I don't remember the
But yeah, enclosures, like so many people get sucked into buying tarantula cribs and all these really expensive enclosures. And my stuff, it's everything. Like Nani's little duder's. A lot of people follow Nani. Just a lot of people, keepers that I've talked to, it's not an expensive hobby. You can almost turn anything into an enclosure. I know people that use like cheese ball containers. You can go to the Dollar Tree, pick up cheap, couple dollar enclosure. It's just, add some air holes, add some substrate, and there you go. But yeah, you don't have to go out and spend $50-$60 on an enclosure. You can take, just the deli cups. Use those when they're smaller and slings. You can get these off of Amazon. Definitely don't have to be an expensive hobby. Reptile, that gets expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it can. Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish the reptile hobby was like the fish hobby. You're gonna go and put $10,000 into a setup and an aquarium and all that, but you're gonna put a $10 fish in it.
Right.
Like the reptile side, I see so many people want to go and spend $1,000 on a snake, but want to put it in the cheapest, smallest enclosure that they can put it in. That part's a little irritating for me.
Yeah.
As long as it's the right size and diameter.
Yeah. I mean, as long as I don't care what somebody puts their snake in, as long as it's the right size, right husbandry. I mean, that's a whole different.
Seeing someone that's got a 6-foot enclosure or a 6-foot snake, and they've got it in like a 3-foot enclosure.
Yeah.
It being curled up on one side takes up over half the enclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do need space to stretch out. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we love you. You're amazing. You've created such an amazing tarantula family with so much knowledge and love.
Thank you, Crystal. Love you. You know that.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Why don't you tell them about the velvet spider?
Susan's velvet spider.
Yeah.
Guys, if you like jumping spiders and you're not quite ready for tarantulas, velvet spiders are really cool. So this one's what? 8, 9 months old, and this thing has never seen water.
What?
Never watered. They require no water at all. Same as the 6-eyed sand spider. I've never watered it either. They get all their water from their prey.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Somebody even asked that earlier, I think. Was it true that they got their water or hydrated from their prey? So some spiders, it's that way. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very hard for me to comprehend because it's here, come out. I know it's hard to tell without Zoom, but
Oh my god, he's so cute.
There's Rhonda. What's up, girl? How are you? Rhonda's been here from day one. Rhonda, look at them likes up there. You see them likes up in the top left corner? I'd love that enclosure.
Spider was literally the size of a grain of rice.
yeah,
Really?
so tiny.
Oh, check it out. It's eating. Right for it.
I got this one from Fear Not Tarantula when I lived in Virginia, and me and Georgie that works there, we spent 20 minutes looking through the substrate trying to find this spider.
What?
Oh yeah, we couldn't find it. It was hilarious, and we found it, and he's like, "Well, it's awful small. They're all like this. If you want a different one," I was like, "No, we spent 20 minutes looking for it. I want this one."
Oh, okay.
And they get about 3 inches full grown, 2.5 to 3 inches.
Huh. That's a lot bigger than you expect from a grain of rice. That's impressive.
Right?
What's your top
those
3
are-
go-to vendors?
Who would be your top 3 you would recommend?
So First would be Fear Not Tarantula. They have the best shipping prices. They have amazing deals. You always get freebies. You can find all this on my link tree.
Okay.
Then Frank's bugging. He's on TikTok. Don't know if you guys are familiar with Frank. Amazing guy, friend of mine. Bought a lot of spiders from him. He breeds on his lives. He'll do feedings, but he's a breeder. So
Take care, things and fans. Take care.
we'll see you, buddy. But lots to learn from Frank. And then probably it would be,
What up, Tack?
hey, Tack.
Tack knows everybody. That guy's just solid everywhere, man. Everyone loves Tack Boss. Hey, Tack Boss here.
What's up, y'all?
What's
Tack
up,
Boss
buddy?
in. Normally, Tack Boss is out, but Tack Boss is in.
that is true. That adds up.
Hey, Tack, I was at Tractor Supply yesterday, and they was all sold out a gift card. So
Dude, they'll send them to you by mail, so that's why I've got all of them.
expired, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or spin up.
It turns out when you dig them out of the trash, they're not always good.
Oh, come on now. Say it ain't so.
I love it. I love it. Got anything good for us? Got any good questions?
You know, my daughter has a couple of jumping spiders and a praying mantis after watching some of the videos I was showing her from following you guys. I don't know if she's going to take a next step, but the velvet spider thing sounds really cool. Would that be a good next step, or
yeah,
what?
Tech Boss. Yeah, she would enjoy them. This one's an orange ring, so it'll get one loop of an orange ring around its abdomen.
Cool.
But there's some really pretty ones out there, and they're usually between $100 and $140. They're a little higher than jumping spiders, but
Well, money is no object for Tack's wife. He's told us these stories, so don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
especially
We
when it
had to
comes
get
to
a
his
Tack
daughter.
Reuben truck just to go haul stuff around these days. So
I'm a kept man. What can I say?
But yeah, I mean, and again, you don't have to water them. You don't spray them. No moisture. You just feed them.
Awesome.
Huh.
wow.
Well, I have to tell you, prior to getting into the reptile community, I had a snake as a kid, and I wanted to get some snakes, and I got some snakes. But now that I've met all of you guys, it has completely turned me around on all of this. And it's just amazing to listen to y'all and learn from y'all. And everybody I talk to, I say, go and follow these people on TikTok. You will learn amazing things. You don't even have to buy it. You can just go and learn stuff.
You're one of those people now, Tech Boss. You know that, right?
I'm getting there, by golly. I'm trying. I love you guys, though. I got to tell you, I really do. I love you guys, and I'm just fortunate I've met y'all, and very, very thankful for you guys being on here.
Yeah.
Tack, I'm going to send you an air hug.
Right?
Hey,
My
one
heart
fluffy
to
guy.
yours.
One fluffy guy to another. I don't know if we can make our arms
That's
meet.
right. Hey, you know what? There's no shame in my game. I love you, and I'll tell you right now.
Right?
This is great. This is great. Yeah, this is awesome. This is what the community's about, man. I mean, like,
Yep.
So one other question, because I got on here late. What is your preferred substrate for tarantulas?
Honestly, Tech Boss, you don't have to buy anything expensive. Like we were saying earlier, I think Critter Mama said Scott's organic or something like that. I just use Reptisoil. It doesn't have to be anything special. It depends on tarantulas in general. Like if you got something that requires a little more moisture, what I'll do is I'll put some cocoa fiber in there, or Scott's topsoil, $4 a bag. Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Timmy Tarantula. Timmy's got I think he's got it on his page. He'll take a composter and he'll mix a big old thing of it, and he'll use that for a year or whatever. But
Pop rocks.
Yeah, but Tack, if you just go catch one of them big West Texas tarantulas and get some West Texas dirt.
I've already had 2 in my yard this year, and there's a storm blowing in, so I'll probably have another one after the storm.
You walk right out there and pick him up, let him crawl right in your hand, and you take him inside and give him a lovely home.
Oh, wow.
You kiss them and hug them.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. They generally are not super excited when I get close to them. Well, they're not super excited to see me when I get close to them.
I tell you what, those out here, when I did power plant work, we worked on gas turbine engines, and we'd have to pull them things out of the packages and work on them. You'd be on the ground, and then you'd get a daddy-gum tarantula. I had one crawl over me.
Yeah.
He'd right over my arm. I'm sitting here working, and he'd come right over my arm. I just stopped. It was like, let him do his thing, and he, no big deal. Like, I was just in his way. He just, crawled over and kept going, and it no big deal. I'm not going to fool with him, and he's not going to fool with me, but I don't think these out here, other than would hurt you. I don't even know the names of them. Really, I should probably look. But they're cool. I've caught them and brought them home for the boys, when they was little, and kept them for a few days, and I've always took them back out there where I caught them from, and I put them back, and that's just how I've done it out here. Same thing with gopher snakes and stuff. We catch them, bring them home for a few days, let the boys play with them for a little bit, and I take him back out where I got him and let him go.
That's awesome.
Very cool, Tack. Very cool. Yeah, get a whole pile of spiders.
I've got a full-grown bull snake that's out here somewhere, and I'm hoping to find it.
Dang.
But so far, it's been on the neighbor's porch a couple of times, but I haven't seen it myself. So
Tack's the new neighborhood snake catcher.
Yeah, they call me because they think it's one of mine that got loose.
Right. I was gonna say
be the spider guy.
Yeah.
Well, what else, guys? What else have we got? This has been just a great show.
Yeah, this turned out better than I expected. I wasn't entirely sure because I'm not very knowledgeable on it. And Corey, thanks to you, man. This turned out super awesome.
Is there anybody else got anything? It's kind of...
Well, let me just throw a pitch in there for Corey and them for their lives, because just like coming on here with you guys, I go and check them out all the time, and they have a good time in there. I mean, it's really fun being in their lives and listening to them.
Cool. Definitely give them a follow. Spoodlover, give them a follow. Catch them lives as well. Absolutely.
Trying to get back into it. I needed this tonight. I've been away for a while.
Yeah, I noticed you haven't been around much.
Yeah.
Everything okay though?
Yeah, with the move to Florida, switching doctors, different meds.
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're with you. We support you 100 universe%, whatever, infinity percentage. And yeah, again, guys, give Spoodlover all the thanks and gratitude and appreciation for coming through and hanging out.
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking out of the shell and thanks for going through the molt, as they would say, and coming on the show tonight, man. I really appreciate it. It's been great. I've been bugging you since last Tuesday, working on promos and running things by you, and so
I mean, we've still got 28. We've got people in the comments carrying on with each other right now. This is good. This has been going on all evening, so
that's how my lives are.
Somebody get some excitement going.
We go live and we're live like 4. I've been live 8 hours. It's like it's an all-night thing.
So I was joking early on, but man, you were like, okay, I can get down with this. When I
Right.
said we go to 3 or 4 in the morning. I
I
wasn't kidding.
never sleep. Most
Well-
of my people don't.
And I saw them one night going out on the town, and man, they were looking pretty good.
Right on.
Shit.
They were all dressed up.
I need another night like that, Tech Boss.
Right? Yes, we all do.
Yeah, I probably need to get out and have a good night. I dealt with physical therapy and acupuncture for about 4 hours this morning. So,
Whew.
yeah.
I
I
dealt
get-
with 4 children.
Yeah, I'll take the acupuncture.
And then my kids started school today, and they're at high school. So I don't even know. I haven't even really seen them. But I let my boys just do whatever. Bye. Come home when you come home.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it Saturday, Critter Mama. She's probably cussing me. We have the big Daytona Super Show. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Hey, you got to take care of you first, man. You just do what you got to do.
Take care of yourself first. No
Yeah,
doubt.
Susan's dad fell and fractured his spine, and he went through surgery. Now he's in rehab. It's been crazy for us.
Yeah, that's that's heavy
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm kind
for
of
sure.
dealing with the slip and fall thing too, and on my left side. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting older. We're not as graceful as we used to be.
We have had to call a wambulance, though, for Dreadnought a couple of times.
Well, you know, I mean, I get over here jumping around, dislocate a spleen or something. And,
Ah, my pancreas.
my pancreas relocates or something. And all right.
I just sleep wrong and feel like I was in a car accident. I don't know what you're
Oh man, I tell the young whippersnappers that they're like, "Oh man, I'm 27. I'm getting so old. My back hurts." I'm like, "Wait till you're like 35 and you get injured while sleeping when
Right.
you wake up."
You see this?
Add 10 years
you
to
see
that.
this? 70,000 lives. 70,000.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Or you get up out of a chair and you sprain your butt muscle.
We're gonna set a record. This is probably some record already for a TikTok live, and we ain't been on
last
15
last
minutes.
week, speaking of that, brother, it said we gained more diamonds or gifts than more than 100% of people in our whatever size category we're in. That we weren't just one, but we had 100% more over the number one person in whatever live ranking we're in. So that was pretty freaking cool.
Nice.
Yeah, this is definitely giving us some traction, and again, I can't thank you guys enough.
My tummy's done for tonight. We hit it, Madam Spoodlover. We hit it. We hit over 70. I didn't think that was a thing. I didn't know that was gonna. I don't know. At some point, TikTok algorithms, the robots are gonna have to notice us, and like we're gonna have to get on there with like all the housewives selling pyramid schemes of beauty products, and then like lip syncing with children's toys and playing music. Like I want to do. Like we got to get up there with those ladies sometime soon. We need to break out.
I'm telling you, the hot tub idea. If we can just get in a hot tub and do a live, it.
Okay,
I
so
already told you guys I'm not getting in a hot tub with you guys.
you didn't say that. That's not what you said at all. Okay, here.
I did too.
I got an idea.
I think I can speak for all the guys and say we'll pay y'all not to get in the hot tub, but we'd pay Anthem to get in the hot tub.
Oh man.
No, I want to see them both in one of them, like Chris Farley banana hammock, yellow things.
All right, I might pay
We
to
would
see
do
that.
it. Like high school Greco-Roman wrestling.
Right.
That might be entertaining.
The last
Is that
thing
one
I
of those
need,
everybody sends $1?
The last thing I need is Nightmares of Dread in a some kind of a Speedo.
Yeah, but think of the views you would get from that.
Dude, y'all
Yeah.
can sell tickets to this. I mean, this is be good.
Okay, that's Nightmare
Little
Fuel number
tuxedo
2
bow.
for Ozark. So I was thinking we're in 3 different time zones. That's what's cool about us, man. We got Central, we got East Coast, and we got West Coast time zone. And our guest account, oddly enough, has a whole bunch of international followers. I don't necessarily know why, but Guest Can Strictly Dread is huge with the French. C'est la vie, as they say. I don't know. When in Rome, is that? I don't know. Anyhow,
Who knows?
They love you a long time.
yeah.
You went to
I
a
do
different
have-
continent
I do
on that
have
one.
Some far east of. I don't know why they're following that account because it's so nothing, but it's really strange. And anyhow, since we're in different time zones and we like the fact that we rep it coast to coast with this show for real, that those Coleman hot tubs aren't that expensive. I think each of us we throw our cash apps up. We raise up $200 a piece. Yeah. We each get one of them inflatable Coleman hot tubs. And we're all 3 of us are in hot tubs in 3 different time zones. And then Anthem doesn't have to sit with us in her skivvies. And we can all 3 be in hot tubs and do the show.
Nice.
No, is that a good idea? I mean, they're like $200. We could do
I'm
it.
donating.
Could Dreadnought just wear one of those old-fashioned long john style swimsuits?
He said long dong. That was a Freudian slip.
It was, wasn't it? Gosh.
Whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes to support the show.
Back, it didn't go unnoticed, sir.
Like I say, no shame, no shame.
You can't
do you see-
unsee that.
What do you
can't
see in the
unsee
ink
that.
dots
I
tag?
have
What
to
do you
live with
see
this
on the
every day.
picture?
I mean, it is what it is. So.
Anthem, we'll get you a hot tub. Those 2 get those little 2-ring kitty blow-up pools.
I'll just go lounge in the swimming pool out here. And
Oh
y'all,
yeah, Dred has a real swimming pool. I'm the guy that'll end up with like a $10 inflatable pool, and I'll put like a fish tank aquarium submersible heater in there.
Little
And,
bubbler.
That'll have to work for me. Yeah, I got an air pump. I could put that in there. That
Eat a
actually would
bunch-
be kind of cool. That would be
Eat a-
better than spending $200. That would have a lot more
Lane
panache.
Cat's concerned. Yeah, we're
Eat-
taking the wrong direction here, Lane. Bring it back.
Eat a bunch of beans and you can make your hot tub work better.
Oh, shoot.
Definitely won't smell though.
And all this came from spiders. Look where we ended up. Now we're swimming. We're talking about swimming spiders, and now we're getting in a hot tub.
See what happens when you let spider people in.
Them spider people.
I'll tell you what, if y'all do that, I'll watch you from my hot tub.
Oh.
That's it. We gotta have a hot tub party.
There we
Yeah,
go.
let's have a hot tub party.
Let it get a little cooler. October. Let's find one. We'll find the right guest. We'll find the guest that'll agree to it, and we should have all guests in the box have to be in a hot tub of some sort or fashion.
There you go.
Don't most motels or hotels have hot tubs now?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where I'll have to go.
Halloween
Dude.
hot tub party.
Look
They
at
won't
Matt-
let
Play in the
people
bathtub
within
if
50
you want.
miles of it nowadays.
Madam Spoodlover says, "Oh hell no."
Yeah. Snake people, yeah, we're just as messed up.
Yeah, but what about the bird people?
Yeah, them bird people, man.
Yeah, they're a little different bird people.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, they fly in the windows and stuff. A little different.
I mean, I always thought the rat people were weird and out there, but then I met bird people. And
What's up, Fallen Angel Morph? Thank you, Spoopy. That's hilarious. Fallen Angel Morph, glad to see you, brother. Thanks for swinging in. Black Widow 143. Kenzie. You're still
Black
dragging
Widow.
some people over here, man. Your people are still coming in, rolling through. I love
We're
it.
still keeping it.
They're used to them Spoodlover marathon lives. That's what it is. They're like, oh, he's 2 hours in. He's just getting warmed up.
What are you trying to say, Laney Cat, about the rat breeders? The big time commercial, but I'm just nuts any way it goes. So
The guinea pigs for me.
the guinea pigs. No.
my wife and have 50 guinea pigs.
This is funny.
It ain't gonna happen.
So Corey, on your lives, so they're apparently they're infamous. Forgive me, I did not have this foreknowledge. What do you do on there that keeps it interesting? Is just your glowing personality? Do you feed? Are you cleaning? Are you maintaining? Or are you fielding questions? Or what's cultivated your following to this point? Because clearly they're at fever pitch. What do you do?
It's not me. It's the spiders. No, man. We just. I usually start out just trying to feed, and we just hang out. And about halfway through, I open up the boxes and just hang out and feed and answer questions. Yeah, I mean, it's just nothing special.
Hey, by the way, has Anthem done something with her hair?
He has tarantulas escape frequently, and he keeps us entertained.
Yeah,
Yep. And then your wife says they come for her, and then they say it's because you have a hot tub. The hot tub thing is taking on its own life. I'm really intrigued right now.
There's a conversation going on right here, so
Corey has after hours lives. Yeah, he does.
Yep.
Corey after dark.
Corey After Dark, Spoodlover out. Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Spoodlover's on Skinamax.
We're getting all the truth right now.
This is Well,
Matt,
that's
Spoodlover, you
why
haven't
it's
even
called
been on
Naughty
my
Business,
live.
'cause it can always
Oh, wow.
take a turn.
And it's in your box.
And she just comes on there because Case is on there and Crystal and all the other beautiful women.
They like crawling into his box.
Right?
That's awesome. Hey, you got whatever your magic potion is, man. Keep pouring it because it's working.
Well, we're going
How
to
many
start
followers
hanging
do you
out
have?
with
Aren't
Corey.
you
He's
like-
got all the good-looking, pretty girls over there. That's where we're coming to hang out at.
Well, I do. They're all beautiful.
I mean,
I got a bunch of 19-year-old guys asking me questions. What am I doing wrong with my life?
I do chaotic. It is. My lives are like one big family.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many followers do you have on your page? It's like 10 or 12,000, 20,000. What do you have? A lot.
I think like 12,000.
That's impressive, dude. I mean, because clearly there's a bigger market and there's a bigger spider world than I was aware of. I mean, that's why you stood out to me because you've always been friendly, you've always been engaging, you've come around and supported us, and I mean, you don't just get 12,000 followers overnight by accident. So,
Well, I don't have anything to sell. I do this because I love to do it. I don't ask for gifts. I'm not one of those, hey, send me a galaxy and I'll show you more spiders. Come hang out and try to learn something. It's
gotcha. Joey, have a good night at work. Thanks. Hey, Joey was a cool person to meet, wasn't he, man?
Definitely.
We bet. Really good. Thanks for hanging with us, Joey. Come back anytime.
Super random and super cool.
Yeah.
You
So
guys,
you're not selling stuff. You're not like baiting entertainment with gifts.
No, it's just 100% real me, and
Literally unfollowing. Yeah, I always set a live goal for gifts, but I just pick different stuff that has a funny picture. I try not to pick anything really expensive. We don't ever, other than likes and shares, because we want the show to get its own life and momentum and have it be something that people look forward to weekly. So, I mean, we don't ever dance for dollars either. That's not really our thing. I feel like it's a turnoff as well. I agree with you guys.
I do a lot of stuff like if I'm asking for gifts, it's usually Mr. Matt's Critters. He's posted on my link tree. He's the one that is a huge one that I support. He does wildlife rescues. He also
Thank you, Laney.
he hunts poachers. He tracks down animal abusers. You've never watched one of his lives. He comes on later at night. An amazing guy. He doesn't give out his location. He he works primarily with raccoons, small animals like that. But he'll go out on his live, and there'll be 100 raccoons in his backyard.
Wow.
He feeds them, but like if I was to call him and come on his live on TikTok, and they heard my voice, they scatter. Like they're not friendly, but they know him because he hand raised most of them.
Wow.
And, like he takes them out, teaches them how to be raccoons. Like these are orphan babies when he gets them, and teaches them how to hunt, live, eat. Like the dude is amazing. And so like we've done fundraisers for him. Like everything he does is totally out of pocket. There's no grants. There's no, nothing like that for wildlife rescue people. And I can't say enough good about it. He's amazing. Pretty much everyone that follows me knows who he is. But sometimes I'll do like, okay, everything that is made this week as far as donation or gifts goes to Matt and stuff like that. But yeah, Matt's awesome.
They also, on a number of occasions, have helped other people out who are needing help.
Yeah, we're big into like giving back. If we can get into a
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Kevin?
yeah, if we can help somebody out in any way, I've donated one of my spiders. Now I don't sell spiders, but I've helped out any way I can. But that's
What's up,
part of the
Cowboy?
community.
I came in late, Spoodlover. What were you talking about? I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
I heard you talk about somebody teaching survival techniques and stuff like that. Or, I'm sorry, I caught the last half of the conversation.
No, you're good. I didn't catch what you said.
I'm sorry. I said when I got on, you were saying something about somebody was teaching like survival techniques and stuff like that, or
The raccoons.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, baby raccoons. He's a
he
wildlife
rehabilitating baby raccoons.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's awesome.
it's somebody on my link tree. His name's Mr. Matt's Critters. He's a wildlife rehabber and rescuer.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm going to drop down. It's been great. Thank y'all for inviting me up. And Anthem, did you do something different with your hair?
Dude, Anthem?
Yeah. Tack boss out.
Let's
All right,
see.
Dick,
All right, Tag
Good
Boss.
morning, Cat.
That's the best.
Hey, Sandy.
Yes.